Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to Planet Cryos. Is it worth buying returned SSDs? Let's figure it out together. Alright, so I went ahead and purchased 4 SSDs. Some m.2 SATA, or SATA m.2. Some are the m.2 NVMe's, and I bought one 2.5 inch SATA SSD. And what I want to do is I want to unbox them with you and find out, is there damages to them, and on top of that, will they perform as they should? Now, I'm not going to get into large writes, but I want to see as long as Crystal Disk Write is going to perform on them and make sure they're up to par. Now, when I bought these, Amazon states in there that the damage is minimal, so it's like less than half an inch long, or the box is damaged. One of them says the damage was greater than 1 inch. Now, I don't know if they're talking about just the packaging or if they're talking about the actual solid state drive, the SSD itself. So I want to figure that out together. Now, I got 4 of them, one of which I am going to be returning because I found an even better price like within a day or two after that. But I want to tell you what I paid for these too, so you can get an idea of what to look for out there. So we're going to start with the more expensive one and the first one that I bought. Now, it did say it came repackaged, and I want to, I guess I want to put that warning out there. Some of them do come repackaged. And it came in this envelope. This is exactly how it came. When I opened it, this was last week, but I wanted to save this for this video. When I opened it, I noticed it had an anti-static bag in it. Now, the drive is in it currently, the m.2 NVMe. Now, this is a 2 terabyte. Everything that I bought is 2 terabyte. And this one happens to be the NVMe. Now, when I pulled it out of the package, I'm unsure. See how it's open? There's no tape. Alright, there's no tape on it, which is strange. I mean, why can't you just fold this over and put some tape on it? Because when I pulled it out of the package, this drive was not sitting in this anti-static bag. It was just sitting in this envelope. I'm pretty sure I didn't pull it out and it slipped out. Because when I pulled it out, it looked like it was just hanging up in there. So, that's, Amazon should have looked at that a little closer, because if they're repackaging these, there's no reason why they can't fold that over, put a piece of tape on it. If it's meant to protect it, make sure it stays in the bag, put a piece of tape on it. Okay, so anyway, so this one I did pull out, like I said, and I could not find a spot on this. Now, this one indicated that this one had damages less than a half an inch. So, like I said, I'm not sure what they're referring to, but this is the 970 Evo Plus. Get a little close up on that, if it will focus. Come on. There we go. So that's the 970 Evo Plus. And like I said, this is 2 terabyte. If you saw the front of there, and I also checked out the back. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to put this one in and test it. So this particular one, I had to bring up my phone because I don't remember exactly what I paid for all these. But this was, at the time that I purchased this, it was, for new ones, it was $285 if you bought a brand new one. Now, since this was returned, this one was marked down to $236. And that one I didn't have to pull up. So this was down to $236. So I said, why not? Just buy it. So, but this one I'm going to return. Because like I said, I found an even greater deal on another one. And we're going to go with that one as long as it works. Now, if I find out if it doesn't work, then maybe I'll keep this one and send that one back or something. Another, same one, identical, 970 Evo Plus. This is how it comes packaged. It comes in the original box. The box, if it's got any damage, it's not much. You know, up here in the corner, it's got a little, you know, a little damage right here, but big deal. It's retaped, so I think somebody was in it, because it's got like 2 pieces of tape over this area right here. So I do think somebody did open it. And, of course, I'm not prepared with a knife. We're going to unbox this one together. I'm going to go through all these, and then we'll hook them up and test them. See how they perform. And looking all right so far, except it looks like it's in a bag. These don't come in bags like that. And I think I watched another YouTuber, I think Carrie Holzman, did this once before. It's kind of like in a mini anti-static bag. It's almost like Amazon doesn't realize that these don't need to be in these bags. I don't know why. I mean, it came with the manual that's on the back of this thing too, but I don't know of anybody that uses it. So, first glance, it appears to be looking pretty good. Again, I don't know why they, you know, how they determine, you know, what's damaged. I mean, other than the box. I mean, somebody would have to throw this around the room to really damage it. So I don't know. These aren't really fragile. You just want to kind of keep your fingers and stuff away from the, you know, the gold pins at the top. That's about it. So if I'm doing a kind of a once over here, looking for any kind of damage, 0 damage. It is 0 damage. So that's that. That's the front. Now here's the back. No damage. So we have our test for this guy that we're going to hook it up. Now, I do have to kind of backtrack a little. I'm not going to be able to hook this up internally in my computer. So the best thing that I got is these external USB adapters for the one for the NVMe, but it's the max it's going to get is like 10 gigabits per second. So we're only we're only gonna see maybe 1,000 megabytes a second, 900, 1,000 megabytes a second. It's not going to be significant. It's going to be about 1/3 or less than 1/3 of the speed that this can actually go. But just to fill you in too, the reason why I'm getting these is because I am going to go ahead and replace. I have an external docking station that has a 2 terabyte mechanical hard drive, and I do offline backups on this one. Now I have 3 sources of backups. One's in the computer, then I have one outside of the computer right here, and then I keep another one sort of in a place where it's not going to catch on fire or flood really easy, so it's kind of locked. So, and I do those like once a month or something like that. So I'm probably going to get rid of the docking station, maybe, but maybe not, because I do have that other SATA SSD, but I don't need the docking station really. So I think that's just going to go, and this is going to go in the not the junk pile, but the reminisce pile. And I think I'm going to use the SATA thing. So anyway, let's get back on track here. And our second, let's see, let's go with this. Well, now we have a m.2 SATA, and this is the packaging. This is Western Digital. This is another 2 terabyte. This is a up to 512 60 megabytes read and 530 write speed, so we will be able to test this at its full capacity, and as far as its speed goes. And what else? The packaging really doesn't have any damage to it. It looks like it has been resealed, so it has been opened. So let's check this out. Junk. So it looks like this one got wrapped also. I don't know why they wrapped these. So I'm going to pull these two halves apart here. And then we just go ahead and, sorry, I might not be in focus here, but you can see that they wrapped that one also. So we're going to pull that out and give this a oh, great. I don't know why they do this. So now I have to. I think actually what they probably do is they take it out. I don't know if they really do any kind of testing on it. I think they just kind of look it over once. See, now you got to have a knife. Just open this one. And let's see what this one looks like. So on the back, 0 damage. And on the front, looks like we have 0 damage too. So, I'll show you. Come on, focus. It really wants to focus. There we go. So, that's the front. And that's the back. So you see how you can tell between the SATA and NVMe if you haven't ever seen these before. See how that's got 2 notches in the front? It's got 2 notches. Alright. That's SATA. M.2 form factor, but SATA speeds. And the NVMe, I know I've probably said this in a different video, but see how this one's only got 1 notch. That means it's NVMe. Now, they do make slower NVMe's. This will do about 3,600 megabytes a second. I think some of the NVMe's go down around the 1,500. I think once they get above, or maybe even 1,000 to be honest, but I think the lowest I've ever seen and had was around 1,700, but I think they go around 1,500 as far as speed goes. Alright, so we have 2 successful looking SSDs so far. And then our last one right here. This should be our 2.5 inch. Alright. And basically they're just saying, thanks to you, this product has a second life. I am giving it a second life. So let's unbox this. This one came completely repackaged, obviously. I think I just said that. So you open it up. This is what we're looking at. It's kind of funky repackaged sealing type contraption here. Let's see if we can get this out of here. And of course this one comes rewrapped too. Now this is the one that I think I might go ahead and use. Take the docking station away, put the mechanical hard drive away, and basically all we're going to do is use this little cable every time I've got to do a backup. That's probably what I'm going to do. So this is a Sandisk. And it's just a standard Sandisk, nothing special about this. I'm just looking for, it is a 2 terabyte. So it's a little bit more budget friendly, not too much. Let me just, okay. That's the front of it, or the back of it. And there's the front. Okay, I do need to back up just a little bit. I forgot to give you the prices. So that one that I'm returning, like I said, that cost me brand new. It was $285, and it was $236. It cost me $236 to get it. Now this one, the same one, but I found cheaper. But when I looked, brand new, they were 100 or 280 at the time. So it dropped $5 for a brand new one. But now this one actually cost me $209. So that was a pretty big gap, a $20 gap between this used one and the other one, this being cheaper. So we're going to go with this one. Now, if we jump over to the Western Digital M.2 form factor SATA speeds, then this one brand new cost $200, and I got this one for $127. Yeah, bam, that was awesome, given that it works. And now we jump over to the Sandisk, and this one is a 2 terabyte. And this is strictly a 2.5 inch, SATA to USB or in the computer. And this one, regularly brand new, $200, got it for $136. So this one's pretty good too. So I like that. They had some Samsung 2.5 inch, just the TLC ones, and for the same one, it was still up and over $200, and I just didn't want to fork up money for another Samsung at that price. So we know that the quality, the looks of the quality, the looks, however you want to say it, the looks of them seem to be up to standard. They are good. They look good. No scratches, no bends, no cracks that I can see. Now the next thing we got to do is just test them out and see what they look like. I'm not going to show you me hooking them all up, but I'm going to do a screenshot and show you or we're going to go over right now to that screenshot and show you exactly the speeds and make sure they work. Alright guys, so now we are going to test the 2.5 inch Sandisk SSD, and we can check the info here. Let's see here. Let's just do a check here, and it is going to be which one? Oh, P. So we're in good condition. So it looks like somebody did use this, because we have a total host reads of 391, total host writes 195 gigabytes. So powered on for 5 hours. Well, at least we got a deal on it. It is a good health. So, all right. Well, it's not just a returned. It looks like it possibly got used. I mean, because they wouldn't keep it on for 5 hours and power it on 3 times for testing. Not with all these read and writes. So there's something to take note. Somebody got it, probably used it a little bit, and decided, nope, don't want that one, and figured out how to erase it, because I did have to initialize the drive. If you want to know how to do that, I will have to or you can look for the notes down below, and I will post that in the notes. But yeah, so all right, so let's do a speed test on it. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see, we're going to do this one here, and we want the P drive, and let's go through it and see what it does. So the description, The reads are a little slower than I would think. Because the description does say up to 545 megabytes a second. I'm going to go ahead and try it on a different port just to make sure, but I should be on a port that should support all that speed. Yeah, this drive has definitely got a problem. That is way too slow. So either I got a port issue going on here, which we are going to try and look at. I'm going to look at this for a minute off camera and see if I can figure this out. Alright, so I forgot to do the screen recording on this last one, so I just want to show you that my second trial, I got 463 and 438. And the writes are a little slow, but they're better. And the reads are definitely under par. That should not be that low. So I'm trying it one more time with something else here and see. We'll go from there. Alright, looks like we're getting about the same as we were before. Not convinced that I want to keep this drive. I mean, yeah, it wasn't super expensive, but I just think it's a little low for what it should be doing. So, I'll have to think about that one. Alright, moving on, we're going to do the other SATA. But this is the m.2 version, and I probably have to initialize this one too, so I'm going to cut that part out. Okay, so I did not have to initialize it. It was already initialized, so somebody did have this in their PC. This is always a questionable thing, because you can be carrying a virus or anything in this. So it's labeled F here. And we're just going to test the top run here for right now. Almost seems like I kind of have an issue going on with the computer side of it and not the solid state drive side of it. Alright, so let me switch this. Hey, look at that. Now we're rolling. That is exactly what we want to see. So, I may have an issue with something connected to my computer. I'm not sure yet. We're going to go ahead and retest even the 2.5 inch because that's what I should have been getting with the other one. That's exactly what we should be getting. So this is looking pretty good. Even that 480 for the writes is still pretty good. All right. So the m.2 SATA is good to go. Let's try out this one more time. Yeah, we're still getting the same speed, so probably just a drive performance issue, because that definitely should be higher. So don't get me wrong, I mean, they're still fairly fast. It's just I would expect the reads to be a little faster than that. And the way they get that advertised, it should be faster than that. So I'll make my decision on whether I'm going to keep that or not at a later time. Okay, so now we have moved to the m.2 NVMe. And it's not looking like it's initialized, so I got to do that. There it is. Alright, so F. This is a definite used one. Look at this. 230 or almost 300 hours. Total host writes 5,000. All right. So people are using these, and I'm not happy about that. I mean, it's in good shape, but people are returning these with writes on them. So, not exactly happy. I mean, you already have 4 terabytes written. That's just not cool. All right, so let's see what the speed of this one is. Now, we're not going to get the full potential speed out of this, but let's see what we get. We should get around 900 to 1,000, I'm thinking. Yeah, there we go. 1,055. The write we should be getting about the same. Maybe a little less, yeah. So that's performing just as it should. Alright, conclusion time. So I know it was kind of a little difficult. I kind of went back and forth, and trying to figure some stuff out. But ultimately what we found out is this Sandisk does have quite a few hours on it. Somebody used it, put it back. The performance of it is not up to par. Because of it, there's a high probability I'm going to contact Amazon and just ship it back. But I do have to go back in there and clean this drive out so it appears to be brand new. So there's no confusion on that. But ultimately, I don't even care. I didn't put anything on it. So we'll see about that. You know, is it worth the save? So somebody used it. So it's $200 down to I think it was like 127 or something like that. Oh no, it was 137, somewhere in there. So, you know, you're saving $65 roughly. $65 worth it to you for a little bit of usage and it not performing quite as well as it should? Well, might be. So, but my thoughts are is I might send this one back. Second up was I had to put all these in my little USB drive holders here, and this is the m.2 SATA edition one, and this one pretty much performed like it should. It was not used. It had like 6 on hours, it was 6 on counts, but it had like 0 hours on it. So this one was practically brand new, and it performed perfectly fine. This one was $127, marked down from I think 200. Yeah, from 200. So this one is probably a keeper. And then we get to our m.2 NVMe one. Now, this performed just like it should in the USB enclosure. Now, you can get a USB enclosure that's what they consider a 2x2, so it should go a lot faster. I think it might even go up to the speeds, if I'm not mistaken, that is capable that the drive is capable of. But you also have to have the PC with the USB that is capable of the 2x2, not just your standard 3.2 generation 2. It has to be a generation 2x2. So, but it performed as it should in the given circumstances, and the only problem was that with this had the most hours built into it. It was like 5,000 hours. That's ridiculous. That is pretty much unacceptable to me. I almost want to hook up the other used one and see if that's, a lot less, or if that one's new, because then I would probably eat $20 and take the new one since it's got no writes on it. I mean, these are a 2 terabyte is good for, I think it exceeds 150. It's probably even it's 300 terabytes written. So 300,000 terabytes written. It's going to take you 10-15 years to do all that kind of in normal applications. So, in some ways, this is performing fine, but I just don't like the hours that are, or not the hours, but the data that's written to it. And so I kind of got 2 that are, and to save, you're saving like $50, $60. Actually, no, it's $70. This was $280, marked down to $209, so about $70 there. You gotta determine what's worth it to you. Chances are, I think I'm gonna hook up the other one and see what the hours are. If those are a lot less, then I may just send this one back and keep the more expensive one, unfortunately. So that's kind of my conclusion of the whole thing. Take it as you will. They do function. They do work pretty much as they intended, except for that 2.5 inch. I'm not real happy about that. But you just got to live with your choices in life, and this was one of them. I'm just trying to save a little bit of money, but also get the size drive that I want. So, but there wasn't any viruses. But somebody did use it, and they got their money back, and they're cheating the system. So I don't know what they did with it. I mean, for 4,000 or 5,000 terabytes written, and then just give it back, and now Amazon's got to deal with it. But anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. If you're a new subscriber, hope you enjoyed a little bit of this, and I'm going to continue to make videos. I actually got a couple more m.2 enclosures coming, and I'm going to review all of them at once, see which one I like the best. I got a couple different ones coming. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe, share the content, hit that like button to just let me know that you are a nice person. And feel free to leave a comment down below, and I should get back to you while my channel is still very low on subscribers. So anyway, till next time, guys, take care.